This is Support is Sexy, episode 429. And today we're going to talk about 10 time-saving tools for your entrepreneur toolbox. Say that fast 3 times. Here we go. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I bring you inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and lessons to help you take your business to the next level. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm super excited to have you here because you know it just would not be the same without you. And if you are a woman entrepreneur who is looking to connect with other women entrepreneurs around the world, a global community of women who support you, you must check out the Support is Sexy Mastermind. Go to supportissexymastermind.com. Tons of great content and support there for you to help you build a business and a life that you love with, of course, support. Supportissexymastermind.com. Now, today's episode is not brought to you by, but dedicated to Miss Jasmine Edwards. This is an episode that I thought about doing for a while, talking about the different tools that I use, which I insert in different episodes here and there. And I've even discussed, I think, doing an episode like this. But I was sharing about some tools at a recent Innovation Thursday at Big ATL in Atlanta. Jasmine, who's a great fan of the podcast, hey, Jasmine, talked about, hey, you should do an episode like that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it and dedicate it to you. So here it goes. 10 time-saving tools for your entrepreneur toolbox. I don't even know if that's the title I said in the intro. It had so many T's in it, but I love it. And it's full of great tips for you. 10 of them, but you know how I do. I might add some extra in there, but here are 10. And now, of course, there's going to be some in here that you've heard of before. If so, check it off or just say, good, I'm using the right thing, or I already used that. I already know about that. But what I hope is that there'll be a couple that maybe you don't use and you can try them, or you use them and you can try them in a different way, because some of these I'm going to mention are tools that I've been using for a while and I just discovered some new feature about them. Let me say this. I am like Erykah Badu. I'm an analog girl in a digital world. So things that impress me might not be that impressive to you. So you might be way more advanced than this list. Still, again, consider it a refresher, just giving you some ideas that you can use in your toolbox as you build your business, especially if you're listening and you're a solopreneur or you're in the early stage of your business. If you're further along, you probably have some people in place who are using some of these tools. But if you're doing it not on your own, because we always want you to have support, right? But you're building your business or you're in the early stage, you need some tools, try some of these. I also want to mention I will have links to all of these in the show notes for this episode. I'll probably do a post about it also, but just so you have it wherever you're listening, there will be links there. Some of these links will be affiliate links, and I will make sure that I indicate if they are affiliate links. I'm not mentioning them because they're affiliates. They're affiliates because I think they're great products, right? So they're great products. If you decide to take advantage of the offer, they all have great offers. If you decide to take advantage of it, that's wonderful. If you continue with the company, we get a percentage of whatever you pay that company at no cost to you. So that's how the affiliate thing works. But for me, these are companies that I use and love and then reached out to them about being an affiliate so I could give some kind of special offers to you. So I will make sure, again, I have links so you don't have to try to write down everything, but make sure you go into the show notes for this episode. So that means the description for this episode, wherever you're listening, and you will see the links there that will take you directly to these products I mentioned. If it's an affiliate link, you'll see that there, but still click it just the same, go through the regular process and get the offer. Just wanted to let you know. All right, in no particular order, starting with number 1, LegalZoom.com. I'm sure most of you have heard of LegalZoom, but here's the thing. I think this might be the tool on this list. No, there's one more, but this is one of the top 2 tools on this list that I've been using the longest. You know who told me to use LegalZoom the first time? My attorney. So I have a business attorney, Andy, who is wonderful, but I remember coming to him very early on. I think I was trademarking Chic Rebellion. Yes, I believe it was when I was trademarking Chic Rebellion. So this is more than 5 years ago. And I talked to him about doing the paperwork and doing all the things I needed to do for that, asking him for his service. And he suggested LegalZoom because it would be less expensive than me working with him. And also they have such a great system in place to help you do this. I took his advice and I did it through LegalZoom, and I have been working with them ever since for things like that. So trademarking, copywriting, making sure certain things that I want to protect are covered. Now, I mentioned this one because it's a great tool and resource for you to try. Also, sometimes we don't think, I think as online entrepreneurs, or maybe entrepreneurs in general, I feel like when you have a product, you think about, I need to protect this. But online entrepreneurs, your brand, even if it's yourself, your personal brand, your name, you want to make sure those things are protected. Think of it as insurance. It's not that you're thinking or hoping that someone's going to steal your car or that you're going to get in an accident. You don't go out with that intention. But things happen. So I always say things like this, just like contracts, are to avoid confusion should anything happen. That's how you have to think about it if that makes you feel better. Some people just know I need to protect my stuff. Other people, you might want to think about it at least in the realm of I need to make sure that this is protected so that there's no confusion. And if you've been thinking, I know a lot of people too, women I talk to, even in the Support is Sexy Mastermind, I try to give a little nudge to make sure that you trademark things. A lot of us have this in mind on the to-do list. Go ahead and do it. If you're thinking about it, someone else is probably thinking about it. So go ahead, protect it if you can. Find out if the name, here's another thing. Sometimes you get so far down the road with the name and you find out someone in Bulgaria is using the same name as your business and you have to change it. So it's a lot of reasons to go ahead and trademark things. LegalZoom makes it super easy for you and is usually not as expensive as using an attorney. Now, I do still use my attorney, Andy, for great advice, but also for contracts and forms and some other things. So I'm not saying they will take over your whole business and all your legal needs. Maybe they can. They might have a service that does that. But just so you know, don't stall with taking care of yourself and your business. Protect your things, have your insurance, be a business. If you're really going to do this, invest and do this for real. It's better to invest in this now than having to go through court or just being devastated that you can't even use the name that you've been using for years. LegalZoom.com. Another service that you probably have heard of, Acuity Scheduling.com/sexy for this one. So this one is an affiliate link. We actually don't get anything from this, but you get 45 days free to use the service if you use that link. So acuityscheduling.com/sexy. Acuity is a scheduling tool, just as the name says. You've probably heard of Calendly, and there are a lot of other different ones. I love Acuity mainly because of their service. Their customer service is impeccable. They get back to you in a decent amount of time, answer any questions, make great jokes. I'm all about it. But also, I love Acuity because, of course, for me, scheduling the podcast, even though I've released that and I have a great booking agent working with me, Jazzy, who is fantastic on that, but makes it super easy for people to go in, schedule their appointments. It makes it easy to attach forms to those appointments. So whether you're scheduling for the Support is Sexy podcast, I have a form for information there and your photo and all that stuff so we can have it all in one place. Whether it's a consultation for girlonpodcast.com to talk about what you want to do and accomplish with being a podcast guest, well, there's information I need to know. So I have a form there so you can fill that out as well. I also use it to help me manage my clients for Girl on Podcast. So I have calendars for all of them. There's a lot of ways you can use it. And you can also use it in order to take money for different appointments. I haven't used it in that way, but say you're setting up spa appointments or a consultation that's a paid consultation. You can set all of that up through Acuity. So I really love the service and especially the customer service and support. Like I said, a lot of other calendars might do that as well. I'm a fan of Acuity. I've been using it over a year now. I didn't use it when I first started, with the podcast. I was going back and forth in email. And since these are time-saving tips for your toolbox, Acuity is absolutely a time-saving tip because instead of going back and forth with you about dates and times at work for a consultation, or especially once you start having different types of appointments, I have 6 different types of appointments that people can make with me, from consultations to media coaching to the podcast, to Girl on Podcast consultation, to Girl on Podcast strategy call. You start to get all these different kinds of appointments. I batch things, so meaning having things on certain days. Say, for example, Monday and Tuesday are podcast interview days. So if I have 6 different appointments that day, I can't go back and forth, and I don't want anyone else to go back and forth with these different people to get a time. So it's easier. Send the scheduling link. They can schedule the best day and time based on my availability, in your case, your availability. Book an appointment. Everyone gets a confirmation email. Get the form filled out. Easy peasy. AcuityScheduling.com/sexy if you want to take advantage of that offer for 45 days for free. Now, the next tool is one that I just started using in the past, I would say the past year, and that's MeetEdgar.com, MEetEdgar.com. We actually have an affiliate link for that, ElayneFluker.com/MeetEdgar. Again, you don't have to write all of these down. I'm just telling you if this is something that rings with you and you want to go right away. ElayneFluker.com/MeetEdgar. And the deal there is, well, first, MeetEdgar is a social media management tool. I love it. I use some others as well, but I love it, one, because it's founded by a woman, Laura Roeder, who was a guest on the Support is Sexy podcast. She's fantastic. But also because, unlike other social media management tools, MeetEdgar recycles your content. So, for example, posting updates on new episodes of the Support is Sexy podcast, it's great if I do it one time and you see it. But if I do it and you don't see it and I need to redo the episode again, I don't want to have to keep going into a social media management tool, me or anyone else, and keep publishing that or scheduling that, I should say, again and again. MeetEdgar, you can set up different categories. So inspirational quotes, Support is Sexy. Well, you won't have that, but I have podcast posts, email promotions, Support is Sexy Mastermind, Girl on Podcast, all these different categories. And I can schedule when I want these emails to go out, on which channels I want them to go out. I think you can have up to 20 channels. Don't quote me on that. 20 accounts, I should say. So your Facebook, your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, what's the other? Twitter. All of those are possible in MeetEdgar. And like I said, you can schedule things to go out over and over again, spread them out. And it does it automatically, but spread it out so that it goes out at different times. Once you get your content in there, schedule it how you want. I will tell you, it's changed my business because I've gotten a lot more time back. I got my life back instead of all this social media management, especially in the early stage. If you hire someone, I think it's a good tool to use. But if you're doing it by yourself, you definitely want to consider it. I got a lot of my time back, and maybe more important, or just as important, my social media engagement increased by, say if I was getting 10,000 impressions on my personal Twitter, started using MeetEdgar, and I was nervous about it at first. People aren't going to want to just hear these kind of posts. They want to hear from me personally. No, people want information, good information and good content. 10,000 to 50,000 impressions a month. And that was within the first month or so. I'm sure it's higher now. I haven't checked recently, but I was tracking to see, is this going to make a difference? Is it going to harm me? No, actually it helped. So that's 5 times as many thousands of impressions on that particular account. Grows the number, grows the traffic, grows everything. And engagement is what you really care about. People reposting or retweeting or liking or writing a comment because they see it. We're not all on at the same time. And a great tip that Laura from MeetEdgar gave is I was thinking at the time, I'm posting just within my time zone. So say I had it set up between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Well, if you're in Australia, 8 a.m. for me is a way different time for you. Or if you're in Asia, it's a different time for you. So she made the great suggestion to remember, post around the clock, not to say every hour, but don't think just because it's 4 a.m. your time that might be the perfect time for someone else in another part of the world. If you're thinking about a global brand, and that's what I'm thinking, global brand. I have listeners all around the world. Thank you all for being here. A lot of people in New Zealand, so shout out to New Zealand, but all around the world. So you want to make sure the content is available and in front of them as much as possible. So if you're interested in the discount with MeetEdgar, it's actually the first month free and then $30 off the second month, I believe, going off memory here. First month free, $30 off your second month. So you can find that at ElayneFluker.com/MeetEdgar. Again, I will have the link for you, but definitely consider it. The next tool on our list, Typeform. You probably heard of this. We all have different forms we have people fill out, different than the Acuity form. But for example, when someone wants to be a guest on the Support is Sexy podcast, they would usually email me, which was fine until it started to be way too many people. It's good that everybody's reaching out, but I can't manage all of that, right? So I set up a form for people to be able to fill out an easy form to be a podcast guest, give some information, etc. The tool that I use for that is Typeform because you can make it pretty with pictures and funny, and it's just great to use. Typeform.com. There are a lot of others out there. Google Forms, I guess it's called, many others. Here's the thing, though, that I just learned about Typeform. Again, analog girl in the digital world. So like I said, this might be elsewhere, but I'm excited about finding it in Typeform. I have tons of Google Sheets. Google Sheets is another tool I use, right? Keep my spreadsheets together and it makes it so easy to share. But I have a sheet, for example, with the booking agent, Jazzy, that we share that has all the different people who want to be guests on the podcast. So actually, I was doing it through email first. I would forward her the emails whenever I got them. Well, playing around in Typeform, I can't even remember what I was originally looking for, but I realized that I could make the entries that people fill out on this form to be a guest on Support is Sexy to automatically go into a Google Sheet, into a spreadsheet, into perfect columns, perfect information, easy to read, just organized in a way I just can't believe it. It's simple, but it was just like, wait a minute, if I can have this automatically update, so whenever if you were to go fill out an application right now to be a guest on Support is Sexy, it will automatically go into this Google spreadsheet that Jazzy and I already share, so you can make it go into an existing spreadsheet or you can create a new one. So we already had one. It created a new tab once I said share it, and now it automatically updates so she and I can both see the information in an easy spreadsheet, and anything new that's added there, we can tell by the date. She can make notes in the next column. I'm telling you, time-saving tool tip. You don't even understand. That is excellent because, as I said, I was inundating her with emails and then she's inundating me with responses, and it's just a lot to manage. I don't know about you, but I have 5,000 something emails in my inbox. I'm ashamed of it. Got to get it clean. But I can't do that if I keep having more and more information come in there that I'm trying to send out different places. So Typeform is great for creating forms, but it also has other functionality that may be great for you in helping you get organized. Finding that for me made me commit to it even more. Other brands might have it. I discovered it in Typeform recently, so that's why they made the list. Another great time-saving tool, ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels.com. I have talked about this one several times, I'm sure, on the podcast. Once I found out about them, I think it was from Entrepreneur on Fire podcast. He mentions it often, John does. ClickFunnels, gave it a try during the 14-day trial, which I will, again, have a link for you. You can try it 14 days for free. They have different plans depending on what your needs are. But a funnel, first of all, is you get your client or customer into your funnel. So that means you introduce them to your brand or your service or whatever you're doing. And then you sort of take them through the process where you can give them different offers along the way. They don't have to take advantage of it, but say you're providing content and you're giving offers along the way. So they're in your funnel, if you will, that will eventually lead to a sale if they're interested. But ClickFunnels makes it super easy for you to set up these funnels, which are essentially websites. So for me, it's a time-saving tool because getting a website design, time and money, right? Getting a website design takes time. You have to reach out to someone if it's something you don't do yourself, or even if it's something you do yourself. You can do it with ClickFunnels so much easier because they have the templates there and they make it easy for you to get paid. So they have a connection with Stripe and other third-party paying services. I use Stripe that make it super easy for people to buy your products, buy an upsell if you want to give them something additional, buy a downsell if you want to give them something else. A lot of different tools in there. Also, I love that I can have affiliates for different offers through ClickFunnels. So it makes it easy to set up your affiliate program. So for example, with girlonpodcast.com, I have an affiliate program where if you sign up to be an affiliate, which I haven't even really promoted yet, but if you sign up to be an affiliate, you get 30% of every subscription to Girl on Podcast. So anyone who comes on as a client, if you referred them, of course you should get something, right? This makes it easy. You automatically, through ClickFunnels, if I set it up, which I have, would get 30% of any sale, if you will, or any new client who signs on, which is a monthly subscription to Girl on Podcast service. Just from your referral, you automatically get that. Also, I have an affiliate program through supportisexymastermind.com. So if you were an affiliate of Support is Sexy Mastermind, you automatically get 33%, I think it is, maybe 35% of whatever the subscription is for anyone that you refer. So this is a way for all of us, especially as women entrepreneurs, to help each other, not only support each other's brands, but each of us get some support from anyone who's signing up. And then, of course, the clients get service. So it's not like they're paying anything additional. It's just that for me, I'm dividing up whatever amount that I get with people who are helping to support the brand. So that's one of the things I love about ClickFunnels. Again, other companies might do this, but they make it super easy. And when you make it easy for me, I'm sticking with you. And they have great customer service also. So that's another thing that's very important to me as a customer service. Not that you have to get back right away, but get back with great information or make it easy for me to find the information on my own. They absolutely do that. The other thing I love about them is I'm using them as my membership area. So for Support is Sexy Mastermind, when you go in and you buy a subscription, the membership area is through ClickFunnels because, again, they make it easy to set it up, to add information. It comes with the package that I bought, so I don't have to get an additional area to have this membership area. I can make the content drip, so that means it can go out all at once or it can be available month to month. So for example, we have these monthly workshops in the Support is Sexy Mastermind. You get a new one each month, but I don't want to have to go in each month, even though I've recorded about a dozen of these, go in each month and put them in and try to send them out to everyone. Instead, I can set it up so that whenever person A subscribes, they get their next video 30 days later. Person B subscribes 10 days later. They get theirs 30 days from then. Set it up automatically to go out any amount of days. I'm saying 30 because mine is monthly, 10 days, 5 days, whatever you want. But it makes it easy for you to manage the content, to put in the content, to manage the content, and then to decide how you want that content to go out to your clients so that it's easy for them. You're giving them great new content all along their journey with you. It's just great. I love it. ClickFunnels.com, and I'll make sure that I have a link for you for that. You can get 14 days for free to try it out. Now for our next tool, and I think this might be the one I was telling the ladies about when Jasmine said, you should do an episode on that. This one is called Rebump, Rebump.cc. I don't know if I have an affiliate link for that. If so, I'll make sure I put that there, but Rebump.cc. So you might have heard of Boomerang that a lot of people use in their email where you can have you boomerang it so your email can come back to you. So say, for example, if I email someone in the morning, which I do often, or if I'm trying to schedule something to go out later instead of 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I can use Boomerang to do that. Well, Rebump, which I think I heard about on a podcast also, it allows you to send an email to someone, but then you can automatically schedule follow-up and you can decide on the language in that follow-up. Now, I thought at first, oh my goodness, this is going to be annoying to people to follow up 3 or 4 times. Again, like the numbers I talked about with MeetEdgar, I noticed because they have analytics, my number of responses of people that I'm reaching out to went up so much because I had these follow-up emails 3 or 4 times. And it wasn't because I was following up personally and it saved me time because I didn't have to, one, remember to follow up and then follow up personally. I think even with Boomerang, you can schedule it to go out, but you have to go in and do that manually. Well, if I send you an email and you miss it, I can automatically have it go out to you again 3 days later. And when I say go out to you again, it'll go out with the email beneath. But on the top, I could write, hey, so-and-so, just want to make sure you saw this. The next version, 5 days after that, can be, hi there, I sent this to you a few days ago. Just want to make sure you didn't miss it. You say whatever you want in the language. Then the final one could say, hey, just want to follow up one more time to make sure you didn't see this. With mine, about the third or fourth time, people would respond, and no one responded like, oh my God, I can't believe you keep bothering me. Most people say, oh my goodness, thank you so much for following up. I know that's what I always say when people keep following up with me. Thank you so much for following up. This will work. This won't work. This is what's happening. Whatever the answer is, most of the time you just want an answer, right? Just don't ignore me. You just want an answer. So you get an answer. And here's the thing. You don't have to try to remember to turn it off when someone responds, because Rebump automatically knows once that person responds, they don't send them any follow-up. Isn't that good? I don't know who's behind that. I got to do some research. Maybe it's a woman. That would be wonderful to interview her. But Rebump.cc. So make sure you check that out. Again, a great time-saving tool that will let you email, set up your follow-up so you don't have to worry about it. The next one on our list, Zoom.us. A lot of you, if you're a podcaster or been on a podcast or heard of podcasts, you probably have heard of Zoom. I'm mentioning it because, again, it's a new one for me. I've done been on the interviewee side of interviews and done that through Zoom, but I haven't used it myself as a podcaster. I started with Skype, and when you start and you've been in it about a year or so, it's sometimes hard to make the change. I made the change because everyone was telling me how great Zoom was or is, and Skype honestly has been giving me and a lot of other people I know problems with connections, and some people don't even remember because I haven't used Skype in so long. What I love about Zoom is I have a unique meeting ID. I email that to people. They get the follow-up email with Acuity, going back to that tool, but it has that link in there. You can click it from your phone or your computer, and then we're in the meeting together. I record it, I save it just like before, and do all the other things that I do with these files. I'm still working on getting my sound figured out. I don't like the way it sounds, but still, it's great for easy access to meetings. You don't have to go through this whole other login thing, creating an account, etc. You send the link to someone, they click it, they join you in the meeting. I've used it 3 or 4 times already, and so far it has been great. Again, a lot easier than Skype, and also it hasn't caused as many problems that I have had with Skype. Sound, connection, again, people forgetting their password and having to go to a different computer, and just a lot of things that you don't want your guests or anyone you're interviewing to have to go through before they speak to you. You just want them to click a link, connect with you, you're in the room, and you hit record. It's great for video and for audio, at least in my experience. So I'm loving Zoom. Thank you to everyone who suggested it to me, Zoom.us. And a lot of people use this for their, not podcasts, their webinars too. I haven't done that, but again, I've been on the other end of it, and people love it for webinars as well. So Zoom.us. Another one you probably heard of, Canva.com, which is founded by a woman. She's on our wish list, so we're reaching out to her. I believe she's in Australia. Canva.com, which has helped democratize the way that we can all create images. We don't have to be designers and professionals, right? You can still make your images look professional. What I love about Canva, of course, I use it for Support is Sexy. I have a template that I use for the images of the women that I feature. I thought it was very important to have something like a template so that it's simple, but it's branded. I think it's beautiful. Hopefully you do too. But also, I've been using it a lot lately for presentations, even resumes. Sometimes we don't think of the other things outside of social media images, or I should say I didn't. But once I started really diving in, everything from book covers, resumes, as I said, presentations, I use Canva for all of that. They have great images, and then you can upload your own images. So don't get stressed if you have a presentation. You can use a template there. You can mix and match templates. You can put certain pages in that don't go in that one and change the colors. It's just been great for me doing things even outside of social media. As I said, even presentations, but also even ads. I just saw that the other day. So I opened those windows. I'm going to create some ads using Canva, and they have the right measurements there. So ads meaning ads on the side of your blog, or if you need a leaderboard, so something that goes across the top or the bottom, you can do that. So I'm creating that to go into the affiliate area, going back to that, for Support is Sexy Mastermind. So I can do that now in Canva. So that's something else to look into. Again, these different formats, the right sizes there. Make sure that you check that out. I think we're on number 9 now. Number 9, I hope you've heard of this, and I hope you're using it to listen to some great, almost said podcasts, books, audible.com. And we have an offer for Audible, free Support is Sexy Rebump.cc. You can get 30 days for free. Now, obviously, I love listening to audio. I love podcasts, but I also love audiobooks. Most recently, my latest thing is listening to audiobooks right before bed. So to wind down for an hour, if I don't read something, because leaders are readers, right? If I don't read something, I make sure that I listen to something. Right now, I'm listening to The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, which a lot of people, entrepreneurs, suggest. It's a great book. But again, this is a great tool to save you time as an entrepreneur because you're busy, you're doing a lot of things. So a lot of us listen to podcasts to get our information. You can also listen to books. If it's not something you think you want to underline and turn pages over and all of that, there are some books that I still order because I know I'm going to want to keep them and refer to them again and again, have stickies, certain pages, all that good stuff. Other books, I know I can listen to it on Audible. Some books I have both, like my favorite, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. I have the book, I have it on Kindle, I have it on Audible. I'm just all about that book. But others, you might just want to listen. So check out audible.com. Makes it super easy and simple for you. Free Support is Sexy book, actually.com. I'll have the link again. Don't worry about it. But that will give you 30 days free. That's our affiliate link, 30 days free. And then I believe it's $14 or so after that. Free supportisexybook.com if you want that discount with Audible. And number 10, full circle moment, analog girl in a digital world, the resource that we all forget about, or at least I do. And oddly enough, my mother was a librarian and I forget about the library. Many of us, because we're so digital and online and Kindle and Audible and podcasts and all that great stuff, yes, that's wonderful. But even for me, buying books from Amazon, I have books coming to my house, I don't know, every other day or so, because I do have many, as I said, that I still like to hold and read. But going to the library, especially for me, I'm in the stage of researching a lot of things for Support is Sexy, the book, which is coming soon. Claiming that. Also, research for things I'm doing around marketing and communications. I'm doing a lot more consulting and things around branding, marketing, storytelling, communications, and I want to get a lot more research. I might not necessarily want to buy the books. I want to see them first so I can go to the library. We forget about the magic of the library, even going to the library to work. Sometimes you don't need the noisy cafe. You just need a library where you can really focus and do your work. But again, for research on a particular topic, browse the shelves of your local library. Don't forget. And then if you find a book that you love, which this is what happens to me, I literally order it from my phone right then, like, oh yeah, I need this one. But others I take home, I read them, I can take them back. I'm just trying to get the information. So don't forget the library. How is that a time-saving tip? I think that's a money-saving one. So you're not buying all these books on these different topics, but you are still getting the information. So I hope that was helpful for you. Jasmine, I hope you liked this episode. You got to let me know. But all of you, let me know what tools you're using as an entrepreneur, what's helping you save time, what's helping you continue to grow your business. What did I miss? What did you think about these? Do you have other opinions? Let me know at Elayne Fluker at Support is Sexy on social media. I'd love to hear from you. All right. So thank you so much for being here. Again, I appreciate you. And until we chat again, always remember, you deserve support. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.